Well, my name is Dan Schwartz. I am a user experience design director working in the financial services industry. Currently, in my current role, I'm a design lead for a team of cross-discipline interaction, visual design, editorial, usability design team. We work on a number of different projects, everything from creating sales experiences online to online account fulfillment, product fulfillment, as well as account management systems for our financial services clients. So as a design director, I have a variety of both management as well as design responsibilities each and every day. I spend a good amount of time working with my team, kind of looking over the work, helping them and supporting them on some of the projects they're working on, meeting with some of our partners, both in the technology and product side, to try and help to resolve problems and kind of work with them to understand what some of their current upcoming work might be. On the other side, there's the management aspect, both from a team and leadership perspective. Have a pretty sizable design group, and so trying to provide some sort of oversight to them and help evolve not only the community that we work in our space, but also with the day-to-day management and professional development of our associates. So it's a combination. It's definitely, over the years, I had historical jobs that were much more focused and much more concentrated on design. But now I'm in a space now where there is that balance of design and management responsibilities, which is great, because I think in many ways, it's been a nice evolution. One of the things I think people don't realize is the opportunity that we have from a career path standpoint to go from more of this person who might be more of an individual contributor to someone who might have greater oversight over a larger scale set of projects, rather than just focusing on one project at a time within a studio or client-side environment. The thing I find is that a lot of people who join, that I hire, a lot of people that I work with tend to be very good at their core capability, which is design or development. And it's a lot of the broader skill sets that I think, and the more the softer skills that I think really differentiate people in the workspace. Being able to communicate effectively, whether with a broad set of people, whether it's product, whether it's technology. I think you need to understand these different groups, understand what their needs are, understand how to effectively communicate to them in a way that's not just design speak. When you're talking to partners, it's not just about the positioning or the color or the typography or the hierarchy. There's other things that people are trying to solve in those different spaces, and you need to understand that in order to be able to communicate to them effectively. Definitely want to see a portfolio. I think it's important to show a portfolio, but also be able to articulate what your role was in developing the work, but also what your approach was. I think, one of the things that people would really, and I definitely look for, is just understanding, how did someone solve the problem, and where did they, how did they come up with this design? Is it, this is just what I thought was cool, or is it based on, I talked to 20 people, and based on my understanding, this is what they were looking for. The key things they were looking for were X, Y, and Z, and so we were able to address that through this execution. I think people want to understand not only are you a good designer, but how do you approach this, and what is your, how much thought are you putting into the design you're doing? And the best way to do that is through a portfolio. I'm not sure a portfolio needs to be, have extensive descriptions of what they did and how they did it and why they did it, as much as it is, if you're going to get into an interview, just bring something as a conversation point. Here's the design, here's the problem that we're trying to solve, and here's the way we actually went about executing it. Well, I think there's a couple things. I mean, obviously with a design background and a formal fine arts background, want to make sure that people have a good sensitivity to design. Even if it's just a foundational understanding of color and typography. But I think working in the space, it's equally important for people to have some understanding of the technology side as well, showing that you can provide, even if it's low-level prototypes, you still have the ability to get involved and code some pages, understand style sheets, understand at least a basic level of development. And so I think the kind of combination of those skill sets and just kind of that showing an interest in a kind of a real desire to really understand and learn and grow even more, are probably the most critical things I'd be looking for.